Wrestling fans, tomorrow, WWE is presenting Crown Jewel, a show that is having battle royals galore, whether it is a battle royal or a tag team turmoil. Tomorrow, WWE is presenting legends, Hall of Famers. It is presenting 5 10-man tag team matches galore. WWE tomorrow is presenting a show that is UFC and boxing like. Tomorrow, WWE has the opportunity to erase and make every single WWE fan in the WWE Universe happy in the Universal Championship matchup when Seth Rollins defends the Universal Championship in the no holds barred Falls Count Anywhere matchup. They cannot stop that matchup for any reason at all. When Seth Rollins defends the title against the Fiend Bray Wyatt, they have the opportunity to rewrite the wrong, wipe away anything that we saw at Hell in a Cell, and put that title on Bray Wyatt. Forget about the Fox keeping Bray Wyatt and not switching superstars this one time, and put Bray Wyatt where he rightfully belongs on Monday Night Raw and helping carry that show as Universal Champion. Let him have a good run. Do that tomorrow. It will work. We're going to be going over that matchup, plus everything else that's on the card right here today on this podcast. But before we do that, wrestling fans, everybody do me a favor that's tuning into this podcast, which it is appreciated. Go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get notifications. Also, do me a favor and give me a like and give me a comment down below. Go back and watch anything you've missed on the channel so far. And follow me on Twitter as well at 27Webby. That's how you get to it. I always tweet along while the shows are going on. During Crown Jewel, I will not be tweeting along with that show because Crown Jewel is going on at noon tomorrow, so I won't be tweeting along with that. But every Raw, SmackDown, and shows like that, I do tweet along with those. Plus the pay-per-views that we usually see, you will see me tweeting along with those. So follow me and tweet along with me. It's a lot of good times, a lot of fun over there on Twitter. Now, let's dive into Crown Jewel, where, quite frankly, the biggest match that WWE has been pushing for Crown Jewel has been What You Gotta Do, Brother? Team Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Really, that matchup, and Cain Velasquez taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. You all know the truth. Which they have had ways to get back and forth. Keeping Brock Lesnar on one show. All you have to do is put Paul Heyman on Raw. He's running Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Lame. Anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit. Team Hogan versus Team Ric Flair. Now, quite frankly, this has been a pretty good build. They've been back and forth winning, upping these each other. First on SmackDown, Team Hulk Hogan gets the victory. You know, the 6-man tag team matchup. Team Ric Flair looks impressive with Drew McIntyre getting the win over Ricochet. And then this past Monday night, we see Randy Orton getting involved with the RKO. They're going back and forth. Honestly, it looks like Team Hulk Hogan is going to be victorious at Crown Jewel. Me personally, I would rather see Team Ric Flair win. They have stated that Ric Flair has never defeated the immortal Hulk Hogan. I think it's time to put an end to that. You want to know the truth? There's nothing wrong with defeating Hulk Hogan at least once, okay? Wrestling fans, WWE, there's nothing wrong with that. I understand Hulk Hogan is Vince McMahon made and Ric Flair isn't. But, look, Ric Flair needs that one win. And he very well might have it, but I just don't see that happening. They want to have Crown Jewel be babyface-like in that aspect and for the crowd. And what better way than have Hulk Hogan and Roman Reigns and everybody else, Rusev and Mustafa Ali or Ali, all there with their hands held high, and Hogan doing his stick with the 24-inch pythons, brother, after the match. So that's the way I'm seeing it tomorrow night, or during the day, whenever you watch it. The largest tag team turmoil match in WWE history to determine who, wrestling fans, will be the greatest tag team in the history of the WWE. Now, I'm not naming all the tag teams that's in this because I think you all can pretty much tell for yourself who's in it. It's all the ones that's on Monday Night Raw, and it's all the ones on SmackDown. And I can tell you that it's going to be the New Day. Just look at it. Do you see anybody else on the SmackDown roster that you think Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, and his buck teeth, and Michael Hayes, and anybody else that's in creative? Or you look at Monday Night Raw, and I'm sure Monday Night Raw you see Paul Heyman trying to push the Viking Raiders to be the greatest tag team in WWE history. But, seriously, do you see anybody on Monday Night Raw's tag team division that would fit that spot? No, absolutely not. Therefore, wrestling fans, there's only one tag team that WWE would put as the greatest of all time. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm sure there's a laundry list of tag teams back in the early 90s and the mid 90s, or even the 2000s era, that would be more fitting than what we're seeing. But for who's in this match? The New Day, walking out victorious at Crown Jewel. Now, wrestling fans, now, AJ Styles. He's taking on whoever wins the 20-man Battle Royal. Quite frankly, I don't even know who's in the Battle Royal. I don't even think they've announced who's in the Battle Royal. Very interesting. I know what I would have liked. I would have liked a little crossover. You know, a little crossover. There was rumors that not everybody was switched yet, crossing over from Raw to SmackDown and SmackDown to Raw and things like that. So I would have liked, wrestling fans, for Ali to win this and get into a rivalry with AJ Styles. Do I think that's going to happen? No. What I think is going to happen is Humberto Carrillo is going to be victorious in this Battle Royal. Based off what we saw this past Monday. It only makes sense. Now, will Vince McMahon push him to be the United States champion? I think that Paul Heyman might try to push him, and Vince McMahon might say, no, we aren't gonna do that, Paul Heyman. I'm putting my foot down on that. He's too small. Anyway, wrestling fans, moving on. It's probably going to be Humberto Carrillo. Mansoor versus Cesaro. If you don't know who Mansoor is, it's somebody that wrestles over in Saudi Arabia, where they're having Crown Jewel at. And he'll beat Cesaro. There's nothing else to say about this matchup. He will be victorious over Cesaro. Nothing else. The first ever women's matchup in Saudi Arabia. And that's how they're naming this matchup. Look, for them to have this first ever women's matchup, and I'm happy for them and everything, but they really did not put on, they're not putting on, and I'm proud, or I'm glad for Natalya and Lacey Evans, but they did not put on that big of a matchup for the first ever over there. They didn't. Because does anybody really care about this match, this rivalry? No. No. They could have had tag team championship matchup. They could have had something. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors taking on Charlotte and Natalya. Something like that. Instead, they have Natalya versus Lacey Evans. It's like, whatever. I look at it as, who cares at this point? But I'm glad for them that they have made it to this point. And hopefully the next time, the match is a little bit more important. Now, Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman. Tyson Fury is victorious, and Braun Strowman is the modern day Big Show. Well, it's the Big Show. Boy, has Braun Strowman really fell off the wagon. Some of you might look at this as a positive thing that he's getting to step into the ring with Tyson Fury. I look at it as a negative because it is, bam, down in the bottom of the gutter when he loses, when he's starting to lose to celebrities. Because Braun Strowman could be in something so much more important than that. Tyson Fury, victorious over the modern day Big Show, Braun Strowman. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Please, 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 pull the trigger and Bray Wyatt be victorious in this. Don't make this match be like, well, We knew this was going to happen. Because it's a Raw versus SmackDown superstar. And you already advertised Bray Wyatt to be on Miz TV on SmackDown this Friday. Don't do that garbage. You know how cringe, you know how much that hurts, you know how that makes me just want to... Please don't do that. Make us happy tomorrow, Vince McMahon. Vinnie Mac and Kevin Dunn. This does not mean that we don't like Seth Rollins. It doesn't. It just means that we do not want the championship around his waist. Clearly, if you listen to the fans' response at live events, every Monday night, you are hearing boos. You cannot go by live events that's not televised. You can't go by house shows. You know, everybody says, you know, I've heard interviews that says, oh, well, you know, it might be booing and on Monday Night Raw, but, you know, he's praised at this show. You can't go by that. They used to say that about Roman Reigns, as an example. You really can't go by that. Most house shows are triggered for family baby faces, and they will cheer. The smart fans go to the actual TV shows. The non-family fans. Make Bray Wyatt the Universal Champion. Give him an actual championship title reign. Not like the one we saw when he was the WWE Champion. It is time, WWE. And of course there's Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. Now this match, they can make it go a few different ways. Well, number one, they can make somebody get TKO really quick, like UFC. Number two, they could have Cain Velasquez become WWE Champion and make it where it's like a comeback and have another matchup. Number three, they can make it where Brock Lesnar wins and then they just cut the rivalry. And then Cain Velasquez breaks off from Rey Mysterio. And then they have a rivalry like that. I don't really see that happening, though. But Brock Lesnar goes over here. They're not taking the WWE Championship off Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. I don't see it. But this is your preview and predictions of Crown Jewel. If you made it through all of this, thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button amongst everything else I said at the beginning of this podcast. And of course, until I see you again tomorrow for the review, where Jason Funny will be on it, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.